Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss a simple problem from LeetCode. The problem is that we are given an integer in the form of a string, and we have to convert that string to integer. So let's say if the number is given as 42 within string, then we should return integer 42. If the number is given as, let's say, minus 42 within string, then we should return minus 42. There may be some spaces in the beginning, so we should be ignoring all those spaces. Then there are few checks which are given in the question. So let's look at the question. So important thing which are given in the question is that only space character is considered to be white space character, which means that we will not have tab and new line character. Second is that assume we are dealing with an environment that could only store integers within 32-bit signed integer range, which means that if the string contains an integer which is greater than 32-bit, then we should be able to handle that. So if the numerical value is out of the range, which means that either it is overflow or it is underflow, then we should return either integer maximum or integer minimum depending on whether it is overflow or underflow. So the requirements are: number one, we can have spaces in the beginning or at the end. Number two, the number can be really large. Third thing which is given is that we should consider only the first number which comes. So let's say if we have 42, then space 52, then we should be returning only 42. So we are not bothered about what comes after the number. So if the input string is like 4193 followed by a space, then some string, then our function should return 4193, which is the first integer that is found in the string. Similarly, if the string does not have an integer in the beginning, or if it is not something which can be converted to a valid integer, then we should return 0 in all those cases. So for example, let's say we have a string that contains only minus. It doesn't make sense. So we should be returning 0. Or we have a string which has only spaces. Then also we should be returning 0. So in all the cases where a number cannot be formed, we should be returning 0. Now I am not sure why this is marked as medium, because according to me this should be an easy problem. But I think it is given as medium, maybe because of handling of this integer maximum, integer minimum. Let's first look at the normal algorithm. Let's say we are given a number without any white spaces, without any sign, or without any extra character. So let's say I am given a number which is 4123. So let's say I am given a string. So I want to convert the string into an integer. So basically I should be returning 4123. The way we can do it is that first we pick 4, then we multiply 4 with 10 and add the next number 1. Then we multiply this whole thing with 10 and add 2. Then we multiply the whole thing with 10 and add 3. So for all the digits that are present in the string, what we are doing is that we are shifting the number toward the left hand side. So if I have a 41 and if I want to shift the number, I am not talking about the binary numbers, I am talking about the decimal number. So if I want to shift the number toward the left hand side, then this number will become 410, which means that this number will become 410. Now we can add 2 at the units place, so this will become 412. Once it becomes 412, then if we want to add 3 at the end, so we again multiply this number with 10, which means that we are shifting it toward the left hand side, and the number will become 4120. And again we will add the new incoming digit, which is 3. So the number will become 4123. This is the crux of the algorithm that we will be following. Now let's look at the code. In the code, basically we have a simple function string to integer. This function receives a string. I am writing the code in Java. So this function receives a string str, and it will convert this string, it will extract the integer from the string and will return the integer value. This is the signature of the function. And in this function, essentially what we will be doing is that we will be going to each and every digit and we will be adding it to the number. So let's say we have integer number. Initially the number is 0. Then we'll say for integer I is equal to 0, I is less than n, assuming n is the length of the string. So str.length I plus plus. So every time we'll do number is equal to number into 10 plus the current digit. Current digit is str dot character at I, or maybe if we don't want to use this character at, we can accept it as a character array rather than a string. Let's say if the string is 4123, then initially number is 0. Then the first character is added, so it will be 0 into 10 plus 4, and the number becomes 4. Then what we do is 4 into 10 plus 1, and the number becomes 41. Then again 41 into 10 plus 2, and the number becomes 412, and so on. So this is the case when we are not handling any other condition. We are not handling the extra white spaces in the beginning. We are not handling the sign of the number. We are not handling the alphabets that may precede or succeed the integer. Right? This is the main core logic. Now let's put all those checks. So first check is that we should be ignoring all the white spaces in the beginning. So while str of I, let's say initially I is 0. So while str of I is equal to white space, we should do I plus plus. Now there is a possibility that the entire string is white space. So in addition to this, we should also put a check that I is less than str dot length. We should be putting this check more often. We'll be comparing it against the length of the string. So if the string contains only white spaces, which means that if I is greater than equal to str dot length, then we should just return 0. We should not do anything else. This is handling the situation where our string contains only white spaces, only space characters. The second thing that we should handle is the sign. Integer sign is equal to 1. So sign may or may not be present. So if str of I is either equal to a plus or it is equal to minus. So now we put a check that sign is equal to, if str of string is plus, then it will remain plus 1. Otherwise it becomes minus 1. And at the end, when we are returning, so we will multiply the number with sign. So when we return, we will multiply a number with sign. Alright. In both the cases, we'll be doing I plus plus because now we have considered the sign, so we can just move forward. So we have considered the initial white spaces and we have considered the sign. Now there is a possibility that the string may contain only the sign. Let's say if I have a string which contains only minus or only plus. So again, I should be putting the same check that if, then return 0. I am putting this check so that at every point we are conscious about that we may be running outside the string. And then comes the main logic. So in addition to the check that I is less than length of the string, we should also have a check that the character at I is a digit only. The character at I is a digit. So if str of I is greater than or equal to 0 and str of I is less than or equal to 9. So as long as the character at the ith position is a digit, and as long as I is within the string, we should keep doing num is equal to num into 10 str of I and then return the sign. So this logic is sufficient to handle all of these. So this logic is sufficient to handle this particular situation that when the number is finished, so when we are done traversing the number and when we hit the white space, then we should stop. Or if we hit a non-digit character in the beginning, then also we should not proceed. So we are not proceeding beyond this. We are not proceeding beyond the initial digits, which means that we are considering only the initial number which is present. Now the only condition left is how to handle the overflow and underflow. In the question, it is given that integers are represented as integers should be considered as 32-bit integers. So if it is a 32-bit integer, it means that the minimum value is minus 2 raised to the power 31 and the maximum value is 2 raised to the power 31 minus 1. So this must be integer minimum and this must be integer maximum. Now it is possible that when we are adding the next digit or when we are appending the next digit at the end of the number, then the number becomes greater than integer maximum. Or if the sign is negative, then it will become less than the integer minimum. In both the cases, we should be able to find it, and we should be then returning either integer maximum or integer minimum depending on the sign of the number. So the check is simple, that we check the number. If the number is greater than the maximum value, so maximum value divided by 10. Let us say the maximum number allowed is 32767. Now this is the maximum number which is allowed if integers are stored in 16 bits. We are using this just for the sake of understanding, and we can extrapolate it for 32-bit integer. If the maximum number allowed is 32767, and let's say we are already at maybe 14893, it means that in the maximum in the integer only 5 digits are allowed at max, and we already have 5 digits. Now in this case, if we multiply it by 10 further, so if we multiply it by 10, then we will go in the overflow or in the underflow if sign is negative. So we should be able to identify. So if we are in a situation where, let's say, we have the total number of digits are one less than the number of digits which are allowed. So here the number of digits allowed are 6. Let's say we have 5 digits. So if we have 5 digits, then we can accommodate the next digit also. So that is what the logic is here. If number is greater than integer dot maximum value divided by 10, right? So integer dot maximum value divided by 10 is 3276. So if the number is greater than this, which means let's say I have 4897, then after this I cannot accommodate one extra digit, right? Because even if I put a 0, that number will be more than the integer maximum. So if number is greater than this, then we should return integer maximum or integer minimum depending on the sign of the number. Now there is one caveat. That caveat is, let's say number is equal to integer maximum dot value, which means that number is 3276. And at the end we have either a 0 or a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 6 or maybe a 7. Then that should be allowed. So the second check is for that case, right? That if number is exactly equal to integer dot maximum value divided by 10 and the current digit is less than or equal to 7, then we should allow it. It means that if the current digit is greater than 7, then we should return integer maximum or integer minimum depending on the sign. So this is reasonably straightforward method. The time taken in this case is on the order of n, where n is the length of the string in the worst case. So in the worst case, we will end up traversing the entire string if that string has all the digits. You may also argue that we are only traversing up to, we may not be traversing the entire n. So if we have a number which is very, very large, 4, 1, 6, 7, 3, 3, 8, 2, 1, 9, then after certain digits, we will find that, this number is going beyond the integer maximum or integer minimum. So we will not be visiting these nodes. So you can argue that, actually we are not going to each and every character in the string. But in the worst case, what can happen is that we can have a lot of spaces in the start, and then we can have a reasonably smaller number in the end. In that case, we will end up traversing the entire string of length n, and this n can be really, really large. So the total time taken in the worst case is still on the order of n. I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel, and you may also consider joining our online live classes for preparation of coding interviews and system design interviews. Thank you.